Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to follow the amazing journey of protein. I mean, from the moment it hits your plate, through this incredible maze inside your body, all the way to the very cells that literally build you. So yeah, let's trace the path of the body's master builder. Okay, so let's set the scene. You just finished your chicken, or maybe some lentils, or a protein shake. You feel full, but now, the real work is just getting started. We're going to follow that protein on its wild ride from your fork, through your gut, and into the cells that make you, well, you. But hang on. Before we can follow its path, we should probably get to know our main character a little better. What is this stuff we call protein, and what makes it so darn special anyway? I mean, the name itself tells you everything you need to know, of the first rank. The ancient Greeks totally nailed it. And you know what makes it so special? The secret ingredient is nitrogen. Carbs and fats don't have it, but protein does. And that nitrogen is a fundamental building block for pretty much every single thing in your body. The best way to think about these 20 amino acids is like a giant set of Lego bricks. The specific way they get stacked and arranged determines everything. Is your body building muscle tissue? Or maybe a hormone like insulin? Or even a neurotransmitter so you can think? It all comes down to how these little bricks are put together. Now here's the catch. Not all of these Lego bricks are created equal. Take a look at that first column. Indispensable. That's just a fancy way of saying essential. These are the 9 amino acids your body absolutely cannot make on its own. You have to get them from your food. No exceptions. And this is basically where we find them. Complete proteins, which you mostly get from animal sources, are awesome because they have all 9 of those essential amino acids in one neat package. Incomplete proteins, from plants, might be missing 1 or 2. Now, that doesn't make them bad at all. It just means that if you're eating a plant-based diet, variety is your absolute best friend. You gotta mix and match to get that full set of bricks. Okay, so you've eaten the protein, but here's the thing. Your body can't just take a whole steak protein and, plug it directly into your bicep. It doesn't work that way. It has to be completely deconstructed first. And this is where your digestive system really shines. This is such a great way to picture it. The long, complex protein chains you eat are just way too big to get into your bloodstream. So your body unleashes these tiny molecular scissors, which are really just specialized enzymes, to snip them apart. It all starts with some churning around, but the real chemical fireworks begin in the stomach. Just think of it like a 1-2 punch. First, in the stomach, strong acid gets things going and activates an enzyme called pepsin, which makes the first big cuts. Then, the whole party moves to the small intestine, where the pancreas sends in the heavy hitters, enzymes like trypsin, to finish the job and chop everything down into tiny, absorbable bits. All right, the pieces are small enough. Now for the really cool part. How do these perfectly sized protein fragments cross that barrier from your gut into your body? This is the magic moment where they stop being just food and actually become part of you. So, after all that chopping and snipping by the enzyme scissors, this is what we're left with. We have our single Lego bricks, the free amino acids, and we also have these tiny little chains of 2 or 3 called dipeptides and tripeptides. Okay, here's a super cool detail. You'd think the single individual amino acids would be the easiest to absorb, right? Well, plot twist. Your body actually has an express lane. A special transporter protein literally grabs those 2- and 3-piece chains and pulls them in even faster than the single ones. How cool is that? So once they're absorbed, where do they all go? Well, they all jump into the bloodstream and join what scientists call the amino acid pool. Now, it's not a literal swimming pool, of course. Think of it more like a central, shared supply closet that every single cell in your body has a key to. See, your body is in a constant state of renovation. Seriously, it's always breaking down old, worn-out proteins and building shiny new ones. This whole process is called protein turnover, and it's completely dependent on that amino acid pool for a steady supply of new parts. And it happens everywhere, at different speeds. Your gut lining rebuilds super fast, while your muscles turn over a bit slower. This quote just nails it perfectly. The amino acid pool is like a shared lumberyard for all your cells. Whether your immune system needs to build antibodies to fight off a cold, or your muscles need to repair after a workout, they all go to the same central supply depot to get the materials they need. It's incredibly efficient. So when amino acid arrives in this pool, what happens now? Well, it has a few potential job assignments. Job number 1, the absolute top priority, is always building and repairing stuff. But what if there's more than enough? Your body is way too smart to waste it. The liver steps in, strips off the nitrogen for safe disposal, and then the leftover carbon part can be used for energy. Nothing goes to waste. We've seen how protein is broken down, how it's absorbed, and how it gets distributed. So now, for the grand finale, what amazing things did these amino acids actually go on to build and do in your body? I mean, just look at this list. It's staggering. We always think protein, muscles, right? But it's so much more than that. It's the collagen that makes up the scaffolding for your bones. It forms hormones like insulin. It's absolutely critical for healing a cut. It even helps you think. Protein is truly the master of all trades in the body. So from that very first bite to the final assembly of a brand new piece of you inside a cell, you can see why getting enough high-quality protein is just so important. It's not just fuel, it's the actual raw material for almost everything that keeps you alive and thriving. Definitely something to think about at your next meal. Thanks for watching.